So Rings of Power Season 2 lost 60% of the first season's audience, according to third-party rating reports. So people are going to say, well, I don't know what people are talking about. That show is great. And yeah, it doesn't follow the lore of Tolkien, but it was still good. Well, first off, they outright came out went before the even show was even announced, said that we will be working hard with, working close with experts, Tolkien scholars, and we're going to respect the works of J.R.R. Tolkien. If we create characters, they're not going to have any major significance in the story. They'll be side characters, and we're just trying to tell the story of the Second Age. What we got, Galadriel and Sauron basically fucking. Never happened in the books. So if you enjoyed it, great. But guess what? Some people like to get shit on during sex. Doesn't mean it's accepted worldwide. So just because you like it doesn't mean everyone else does. Numbers don't lie. When you can see season 1 and it says this many viewers, and then season 2 says this many viewers, and you see a decrease of 60%, clearly there's a reason for that. So great, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. But again, some people like to get shit on during sex. But the vast majority of people don't. Just like we're seeing here, the vast majority don't like the show. And yet there's nothing we can do about it because they've already, Amazon and whoever, they've signed for like 5 seasons or whatever. So even if the ratings are low, they're still going to produce it. They're still gonna push this crap out. Bad news continues for Amazon Prime Studios as a third-party ratings report confirmed that the Rings of Power Season 2 was a total... You think? The Illuminate TV and Film Report for 2024 paints a grim picture of Amazon's Rings of Power, with its Season 2 performing a staggering 60% worse than its predecessor. Despite Amazon's efforts to spin the narrative, the billion-dollar series, yes, billion-dollar series, has appears to have been abandoned by a significant portion of its audience, cementing its place as one of the most costly entertainment failures in recent history. Minutes watched for Marvel series and Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power for first 12 weeks of activity. So this is millions. See right down here, minutes watched, millions. So you got Rings of Power Season 1 right up here, and then you see the significant decrease. Also, I love how bad Agatha, all along, and Echo, all the way down here. But yeah, when put into ways that people can understand, yeah, that's a significant difference. See all that empty space that could be filled? All this empty space right here that could be filled, but it's all the way back here. So great. You enjoyed it. Like I said the last time, if you don't want to use the shit, people like being shit on during sex, people like ketchup on their toast and their eggs. Some people do, some people don't. If you took a poll, you might find a vast majority of people don't like ketchup on their eggs or toast. But just because you do like it doesn't mean that it's extremely popular. So saying that you liked it and trying to shut down the criticism of how bad the show actually is, it's stupid. The numbers tell you, numbers don't lie. Except for when they're being skewed on purpose. Like, oh, I don't know. During a certain pandemic where people were being put into nursing homes and those elderly people were dying, and they didn't want to report on that because they knew that they'd done goofed. Numbers like that can be skewed, but numbers like this, these findings align with earlier reports from the Hollywood Reporter, where Kim Kim Masters revealed that only 37% of viewers actually completed the first season. This means 63% turned off the series midstream and never looked back. Because you get this crap. You get this crap. This freaking Galadriel Sauron freaking shipping crap that they're doing. They tried to paint season 2 as a success during its over 55 million people. Yeah. And a lot of those were from the first episode, which is always going to have the most. It's so disingenuous when they try to do that crap. Over 55 million people at this point. So it's a culmination. It's a culmination. Not 55 million an episode. No, 55 million at this point. So you're taking the seasons and putting the viewership together, you're getting 55 million. That's still a terrible number. I mean, considering how popular Lord of the Rings is, that is a terrible number. And has boasted over 150 million viewers, had supposedly watched and engaged with the show overall. This is a long-term investment in that franchise. How much touted 50 episodes. Oh my god, 50 episodes. So yeah, each season's what, like 8-10 episodes. So yeah, there's like 5 freaking seasons of this crap. Calling the failing show a hit, the pair offered vague platitudes, stating, "We're prepping now, very, very, very intensely, very intense. It is the most intense prepping we've ever done." They optimistic, fans remain skeptical. Criticism prioritizing diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives over faithful storytelling. Many longtime Tolkien fans decried the show for its deviations from established lore, its focus on girl boss characters, Galadriel, the shallow writing that failed to capture the spirit of Middle-earth. Yeah. Playing with the keyboard every time. Harry Knuckles. Nice. It doesn't matter how good the original story is. It could be Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Marvel, DC, or anything else written by phenomenal writers. The woke version will be garbage. Yeah. Once you sense anything woke about it, save your time and money. They do their best to hide it, the same way it took a while to find out how they were educating kindergartners about sexuality. If it's good, you'll hear stuff about it later and can catch up. Yeah. Yeah, if it's that good, they'd be ranting and raving about how popular it is. But no, the only time it gets brought up with these people is when they're asked about it. Mad Lemming. Cletus to Fetus. Are they really rings of power then? Perhaps the rings of power to repel. Max repels. They got a lot of polka dollars in there, and they're buying Max repels. But yeah, it's, again, if you like the show, great. But most likely, if you like the show, it's usually people who don't know much about Lord of the Rings. Again, they came out before they released a trailer and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna Rings of Power TV show. We're gonna respect the lore of J.R.R. Tolkien. We're gonna tell the tale of the Second Age. If we create characters that are not gonna have any significant impact," and look what they've done. Look what they've done. We've got some shipping thing with Galadriel and freaking Sauron. You have her as a girl boss who wields a sword when she never did. She's more magic. She's magically proficient. Able to take down 6-7 Numenorians by herself, which people who don't know who the fucking Numenorians are, I'll be like, oh, well, but anyone who knows who they're like, yeah, that's a little ridiculous. A freaking ice troll. Imagine a troll the size of your house. And she's able to just take one down in like 10 freaking seconds. So tired of the girl boss bull crap. They had one of the best characters, Tom Bombadil, and instead of being this happy, jolly, merry guy who lives in a forest with his wife, who sings songs and this and that, he's like this dark, sulky kind of person living in a fucking desert, no wife to speak of, and he's more Mr. Doom and Gloom. People were so excited to see this character, and they ruined him. They completely ruined him. Galadriel, completely ruined. So, these are people who don't care about the lore, they don't care about the characters, they don't care about Tolkien's work. And then when people criticize them about it, oh, you're a bunch of phobes and isms. No, bitch. You're taking the work of J.R.R. Tolkien and ruining it after you said you wouldn't. You are changing the established lore after you said you wouldn't. It's not real. You know, it must be so nice to live with no worries at all, no hobbies, no passions or anything, to where it's like, what if you liked puzzles? I say this because it's the best. You like puzzles, right? You went out and bought a 5,000 piece puzzle, 10,000 piece puzzle. You finally completed it. You're proud of it. You're happy you got it done. And then someone comes along and knocks it all apart. You're just going to sit there and be like, or are you going to be pissed about it because you put time and dedication and passion into doing it? The numbers of hours you had to spend putting every piece together. And 5,000, 10,000 pieces, those pieces are going to be small. And you got it together. And someone just comes along and fucks it up. You're just going to sit there and, shit happens. No, you're not. So don't give me this whole, it's not real. It's not real. Why do people care so much? Because it's a hobby. It's a passion. It's something people have love for. And if you had love for something, you would understand how others are going to feel when someone comes along and fucks that puzzle up. So, but modern era, this is what we're living with. This is what we're living in, where they don't have passion for anything. They don't, the people working on the stuff don't have passion for these projects. They don't have a love for it. They just see it as a great way to make money because, oh my God, everyone loves Lord of the Rings, right? It's so super duper popular. So we're going to make lots and lots of money while disrespecting the lore of J.R.R. Tolkien. And don't worry, it'll be fine. People will just go along with it. Now they see that people aren't going along with it. They're not going along with it. But if you want to keep rooting franchises thinking that you're going to use them as a cash cow to make yourselves lots of money and that the people are just going to blindlessly consume, you got another thing coming. So you might want to rethink your strategy. But what do we know? We're just a bunch of phobes, this and isms. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.